It's the kid, 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 it's the main man here, double H, half to the hope, trying to exist. Yes, I'm still reading Naruto. I'm still reading Naruto. Of course I am, yes I am, of course I am, yes I am. So yeah, man, look, it is what it is. We're here, we're here, we're here. Um, there we go. We're trying to do our thing, man. We're trying to do our thing. I have my meal. I have my meal. I have my meal. I have my meal. So again, this is the chill out session, man. This is the chill out session where we're relaxed. Things aren't too intense. Things are pretty much on the low. We're not too stressed, and that's the thing. Like, don't be too stressed. Don't be too stressed. So many people in life want to stress out things. Too many people in life want to make things complicated, but don't make things complicated. So, what do we have here? We just got a very simple chicken, potato salad, and salad. And with that, I have my Purdy's. Purdy's cut the check. Purdy's cut the check. I'm giving you good stuff. So, thank you for guys who sent in questions via the website. The website is popping off. I know it's been a while, but I'm now going to start to update the website daily, just to give you what I'm thinking about, whatever it's anime, movies, and music, and all that kind of stuff. So I will do my best to try and keep that on the straight and narrow, keep that on the straight and narrow, keep that sexy, keep it that grand, keeping that all the way. Guli malili, guli maluli, man. So let's first go to some of the questions that have been asked, man. And actually, before we do that, how are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? Because it is always good to check up on you guys. So, how has your week been, and what are you guys having? That's very important. Well, what meal are you guys having right now? So, let's go to our first question, man. So, thank you from the boy. It's come from the boy. So he says, "Hey HH, religion. What do you think can be described as the closest religion to the truth?" As we go deeper, we have Abrahamic religions, Islam, Christo-Judaic, and Dharmic religions that teaches that either you have 250 million gods with Hinduism or Buddhism that doesn't even teach that a god exists. For me, it's it's up to be Islam, but I'm quite not sure. Thanks for the question, bro. Thanks for the question. That's a very deep question. And the answer is nobody knows. Nobody knows because there is no proof, there is no scientific evidence that says Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, Judaism is closer to the truth. Because human beings have to realize that we are just a small speck in the grand scheme that is the universe. You know, the Earth isn't the be all and end all. There's this solar system, and there are billions of solar systems, there are billions of stars. So human beings, all we know is what human beings have created, and we think that is it. Think of it this way: it's almost as if somebody who lives, let's say, in America, all you know is America. So you believe that the world just consists of America, and that's it. But then when you now go and you now see Nigeria, you see Spain, you see Alaska, you see Malaysia, you see the Philippines, you're like, oh wow, the world just isn't America, and there are people that have different foods, different styles, different traditions. There was a time in which people thought the earth was flat. There's a time in which people thought that, remember, when people, before space exploration, before telescopes, people thought that this is it. We're balling. The Earth is what it is. The Earth is tier one. Everyone thought Earth is tier one. It is. This is all that there is to the world. There is nothing more. But then people found out that no, 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 no. The Earth is just the third rock from the sun. There's a first rock, there's a second rock, there's a fourth, but it's just merely the third rock from the sun, and it is within a solar system. So, for me, I say I'm spiritual, and that is because I believe something innately to me. I'm not here to say, oh, this is now the scientific evidence that proves that me being spiritual and my prayer and so forth. No, no, no. I do it because I just believe in it and I just have faith in it. And which is why I say faith and scientific evidence are two very different things. Science and faith are different things. They're things which are spiritual, which can't be explained. And that's the key thing. We can explain a lot, and we've done to explain a lot about how the world works, how it operates, how the planets sort of operates. But we can't explain everything because human beings are not the most intelligent creatures ever created. Well, we're not. I mean, we're pretty good, but we're not. So to say what is the closest religion to the truth, how can you tell? Based on what? What evidence can you tell that this Islam or Christianity is closer to the truth than Buddhism? Like, there isn't. I find Buddhism interesting. I do find it interesting based on just how naturalist it is and how it's because I think Buddhism is the closest thing to really feeling at one with nature and with the world than anything else. So, but again, that doesn't mean it's more true. Just that's quite an interesting angle or take towards religion, man. So it is almost impossible to know. It is almost impossible to know which is the closest thing to the truth. And it's like, which is why I think, isn't his name Richard Douglas or something? All because someone is religious, I can be like, oh, bro, but prove to me. What is your proof that your God did this? Where is your God? That's not my business. If you believe in a religion, cool. It is what it is. And here's the thing. For some people, the truth doesn't matter. Is this works for me? This operates for me. And because this works for me and this operates for me, it's fine. So it is not my right to then chastise someone for not having any scientific proof of something because, hey, it works for you. So we don't know, bro. We don't know. And that is the scariest thing. The scariest thing about this world is how much we don't know. Because we think that we know a lot because, oh my gosh, look at dinosaur excavations, look at the technology, look at the moon, look at how we've done with the planets, look at NASA and so forth. We think we know a lot, but the scary thing is there's probably a whole lot we just don't know. That's the most frightening thing, that there are far greater things over us that we don't flippantly know. So that's the thing there. But thank you for that question, bro. Thank you for that question, man. That was a nice deep one, man. So on to the next one. Here we go. So let's write that in. Share the screen. Application window. So from Reagan, thank you. Are you somehow related to the Ronald Reagan? Who was I think they said he was a bit of a brick president. So. One second. Let me get some tissues out of that. 1 second, guys. Let's get some tissues. So, from Reagan. Hey, bro. Cut a couple of questions for the Q&A. Oh, well, I'll probably just answer one. It depends. I'll see how many I can answer. Let me get my drugs, man. My drugs. Let's get these drugs up here. So from Reagan, got a couple of suggestions for the Q&A. What is your advice to teens or those in 20s or 30s? What are your favorite fast food restaurants? Country you really want to visit in a while? Thoughts on the afterlife? Thanks a lot for the content on the Football Hut and this channel too. We've been watching for almost 4 years now. Thank you, bro. Thank you for the love. So let me see what best I can do. Let me start with that. Thoughts on the afterlife? No idea. No flipping idea. As I said to the previous question, I am just a human vessel here living and experiencing the wondrous, crazy, fucked up experience that is life. Let me consume it. Let me take it in. I am, as I say, a wise man knows that he knows nothing. So I'm going to be wise and say I don't know nothing. So afterlife, I have no flipping idea. But I'll tell you this though, it ain't nothing like what the movies show. That's for sure. That is for damn sure. If there is an afterlife, which we hope there is, it is nothing that we could conceive of. Country you really want to visit and why? Egypt for the pyramids. I believe that the pyramids is the most incredible thing I think human beings have ever made and created. So if I have a chance, I definitely want to visit Egypt for the pyramids. But if you just say in terms of just a country, so Egypt for the pyramids, but just in terms of a country, I would like to visit. My cousin went to South Korea and he said it was pretty good. And I've been to Japan, so I would like to go to South Korea just to see how the guys do things there in South Korea. I want to go to Jamaica. I definitely want to go to Jamaica. I mean, because that is like the most famous sort of Caribbean island. So either Jamaica or Trinidad and Tobago. I definitely want to go to an island, and just because one of my dreams is to chill out and live on an island. That's one of my dreams. So because I went to Nassau when I was really really young, so one of those would be cool. Favorite fast food restaurants? I don't eat fast food. I create and I eat my own food. So fast food is a no for me. And what is your advice for teens or those in 20s, 30s? Okay, let's break that down. Advice for teens. Don't put too much pressure on yourself, but try to have a general idea of what you would like to do. But enjoy yourself being a teens, do your thing, have fun, but just have a general idea of what you want to do. And if you have a general idea of what you want to do, start making small strides to have like maybe go for internships, research, because for when you're a teen, you've got time. You have time. And that is a great time to whatever you want to be, hone in and do it. Because I say to myself that like maybe if I'd focused more on acting and done more into acting and really studied acting a lot more, I may have probably been an actor fully, because that is what I was doing when I was very, very young. So that's my thing, is I just have a general idea of it, but have fun. Enjoy your teens, and really, but use the time just to say, okay, what do I want to do? And what is required to do certain thing. 20s. Your 20s is where you should have a clear idea of what you want to do. And as much as you have a clear idea of what you want to do, and you're now realistically walking towards, this is where you're really properly walking towards what you want to do. Have your fun. This is where you can make your mistakes. Teens is where you just have time. You just have time just to do whatever, because you're doing less, you just have time. 20s is where you're now out into the world, you're now walking, make your mistakes. Feel free to make your mistakes, but have a clear, concise idea of what you want to do and properly walk towards it. In your teens, just have a general idea. You don't have to walk towards it because you're walking in school. But when you're in your 20s, that is when you've you're on uni and you've left uni. Get in there, walk towards what you want to do for what when you're in your 20s. When you're in your 30s, you have to know what you want to do. And 30s is when you're like, okay, this is now what I'm doing in my life. Because if by the time you're in your 30s, you don't know what you want to do in your life, you don't have a clear path, then my friend, you could be fully, totally, internally screwed, man. So, thank you for that. So, for the next question of the day, let's see what we're doing. Okay. I think we've got a hip hop question there from your boy Salah, man. So, from Salah El Bukhari, yo HH, what are your thoughts on Biggie? For me, Biggie is the best rapper in terms of flow. Also, his level of lyricism was insane. Ready to Die for me is one of the greatest rap albums of all time. Do you agree? And what are your favorite Biggie tracks? Mine are, yep, Machine Gun Funk for sure. Living in Pain, the one he did with Tupac and Nas, and Who Shot Here. Biggie. That's a good question, man. The thing about Biggie is, what a shame. Because what happens is when you grow older, your music matures. And the thing about Biggie is, what could he have done if he had gotten older? What could he have done if he had gotten older? What could he have done if he had continued and made more albums and grown older and his stuff matured? Nobody had a better flow than Biggie in terms of just what I call the musicality of rap. You see, I wouldn't say he was the greatest lyricist in terms of a writer. Like when you listen to Tupac or Electronica or Nas, they are great lyricists because their words are very deep and they're poets. But in terms of the musical form of rap, which is why I always say I have issues listening to Eminem, because for Eminem, it's great. It's not very musical because rap is still a musical art form. The closest person to the flow that Biggie had is someone like Snoop Dogg. But in terms of just making rap sound like music and your voice be like another musical instrument in just the way that you just ride the track, the way Biggie did that was insane. And the effortlessness he could do with it was amazing, which is what made him such a good freestyler. So naturally, just almost like when you talk about football players and like raw talent, just the raw ingredients of just able just to grab words and make words just how he could manipulate words and just make words dance around like a musical instrument. I don't think anybody did it better than he did. And which is why they say one of the most famous rap tracks, again, Machine Gun Funk is big. Juicy, they say, is one of the most played or most famous tracks in history, especially rap tracks in history. So it was all a dream. I mean, look, the guy was he was amazing. But the thing though is, it's hard to now where to put him in context, because why Jay-Z has the place, because let's say if Jay-Z stopped rapping after Reasonable Doubt or after Blueprint, people were like, okay, that was a really good rapper, but but he then gave us so many albums. He then brought in and gave us 444. So therefore, you really saw him mature. I would have loved, because again, I really believe that if Biggie kept on going and we saw him grow, we saw him mature, we saw him delve into different things, then he would have fully solidified himself as this is probably the greatest rapper to have ever lived. And 100%, because it's almost like a knock-on effect. Like if Biggie had lived, we probably don't have a Jay-Z. Like with that, because there is no space for a Jay-Z. Like we would still have a Nas because Nas was doing something different, but Jay-Z sort of took and plugged in that hole and that void that was left by Biggie, which is, who is the New York superstar? Because Nas was the New York kind of lyricist, but there was like a New York, this is the marquee superstar, and that was him. So, and that's the thing, because if Biggie was there, Jay-Z would still be around, he'll still do his thing, but he wouldn't be as big as Biggie, like, because Biggie was just huge. Like the guy was the main, he was the main man, and rap would have been very different. Rap would have been very, very different if Biggie kept on going all through the 90s to the 2000s and so forth, because he would have affected the kind of music that was being made, the kind of rap that was being made. And if he just kept on making hits after hits after hits, how rap would have been totally different, man. So that is my thing there, man. So thank you for those questions, dear science. Thank you for those questions. So let me see what you guys are saying in the live chats, man. What do you guys say in the live chat? Oh, DMT, bro, Infinity man. DMT is like I've been hearing stuff from, which is why I want to try it. You know, because Mike Tyson said that when I hear Mike Tyson talk about DMT, it's like the most messed up, craziest drug that you've ever seen in your life. Literally, you're like, this is crazy. So Lord only knows what the heck is in that DMT. Lord only knows, because the mind does crazy things. Like, guys, haven't you had one of those crazy, wacky dreams? You're like, man, that dream I had was completely insane. It was completely insane. So that's my thing, man. H, greatest game you've ever seen from a player in NBA Finals in a losing game. Because for me, LeBron versus Warriors game 1, 2018, that was God playing, but still lost due to Dom JR. I remember, for me, I didn't watch that series. I think I watched but did I watch game 1? I think I watched a bit of game 1, but I think I missed kind of the ending part of that game 1. But yeah, but then I saw the recap, and that was huge. What Butler did was insane. Like, that is the very definition of a Herculean effort. Like, what he did was insane, absolutely insane. So, I mean, Iverson, because for me, I look at series. What Iverson did against Lakers in the 0-1 series was amazing because he was literally playing with scraps, literal scraps. Yeah, I think the ones that stand out to me is Iverson for 76ers, LeBron for the Cavs, the one that you mentioned, and what Butler is doing. What Butler is doing is absolutely insane. Is absolutely insane, man. So, and my thing about this is that Klay Thompson was on one. I think that Klay Thompson, what he did in that Raptors series was amazing because literally he was pretty much carrying the workload when Durant went down injured, man. So, um, how are you liking the boys, HH? I'm gonna post because I filmed myself watching the final episode. I just have to just chop it up, but I'll post some reactions on that. But no, the boys is great, man. The boys is absolutely great, man. The boys is absolutely great, man. Um, yeah, my hip hop playlist. Yeah, I'll share it. I don't know how, but yeah, I'll give it a good old share, man. I'll give it a good old share. Cause see, I have an eclectic playlist. See, I don't. It is what it is, but I don't understand people that only listen to one genre of music. For me, my music ranges from hip hop, soundtracks, metal, grunge music, 90s pop, R&B, all the way through. All the way through, man. Um, no. LeBron is no. Like, guys, it's MJ. Oh, wait, was this back in the 80s? 63 points versus Celtics, still lost in OT. Oh wow. No, look, Jordan was on one, man. Jordan was on one, and I say, look, but what people say though is Jordan is amazing. He's the GOAT. Let's just keep it real. But he wasn't amazing all the way through. And as people said, he only beat the Pistons once they got old. So once they got old, they beat them. And that was my thing about Jordan is that, look, I'm not taking anything away from Jordan. I never would. Did Jordan ever face a team as good as the Warriors? The answer is no. Don't tell me that the Supersonics or the Phoenix Suns or the Utah Jazz were even close to the arsenal that the Warriors had without Durant. I'm not saying without Durant, just the arsenal of Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. That's a cheat code. That is a flipping cheat code, man. Um, I I never use Apple Music. I began with Spotify. Then I was like, okay, you know what? What platform? Because first of all, streaming integrates. Musicians really get better money and better share either doing live shows or when you actually buy the stuff. I said, wait, what is the best share that artists get based on streaming? And I researched it and they said it was Tidal. And also, let me support another black guy, which is Jay Z. So Tidal is what I use. Tidal is what I'm subscribed to. And I've been subscribed to Tidal for like 1-2 years now. But I still have like my Spotify playlist, which is what I post on the website. Which is like whenever I post like a track of the day, I still do it from stuff that I have on my Spotify playlist, man. But yeah, Tidal is my thing. Tidal is my thing. But just as there's some tracks on Spotify that isn't on Tidal. But what they do say though is that I think the sound quality it's hard to say. But what is being said is that Tidal has better sound than Spotify. But the best sound once you have the right headphones, which is this, is CD. CD is the best sound. And these are pricey. These are very pricey. But just because I really, really, really care about my music and my music has to be on point, I have these Bose QC2s with noise cancelling, best headphones in the world. You're not going to get better sound than this, the Bose headphones, which are absolutely insane, man. Thoughts on Trump cursing? Look, at this moment in time, Trump is actually doing anything he wants. He's actually doing anything he wants because, as I said again, Trump is living the dream. He's like, I can literally do anything, and I'm cool. So he can do anything. Homeboy can do anything, and nothing will happen. Which is mad. I mean, is there anything Trump could do that would shock you? If Trump punched a baby in the face, would you be shocked? Or do you think his supporters would be like, oh no, that's it. I'm drawing the line, man. Trump, you punched a baby in the face. They'd be like, well, the baby had a comment. How many CLs does the baby have? Has the baby ever balled in the World Cup semi? The baby had a comment. So once you are, because we're dealing with people who idolize this man. They idolize him and they see him as a savior, which is why whatever happens in this election, there is going to be a massive reaction. If Trump wins, there are some liberal and left people that's been just burn America to the ground. If Trump loses, these Trump idolists will probably try to burn America to the ground as well. So whatever will happen, I fear for America, because I was even talking to my uncle a few hours ago who lives in ATL in Atlanta, and he was like, yeah, man, Trump has to get out of there, man. Trump has to get that out of there. Because Trump is wild, man. Trump is wild. Trump is fully 100% wild. I'm not going on OnlyFans, bro. Relax. What's going on? Yeah, look, it's SARS, man. SARS. Speaking of which, I actually even should have asked my mom and my friend about the update because they're in Nigeria now. Yeah, look, it's just this police force who are given extra powers to do what they want, which is insane because the police in Nigeria have already were already corrupt when I used to live there. So to give those guys extra powers, I don't even know because I always used to be hearing about stories about what these guys were doing, how these guys because this was we're like we're giving these special privileges to try to improve the country, but no, you can't give special privileges to people who will abuse that kind of power. So finally they just revolting and saying nah fuck that, you don't get those powers, man. What do the writers of anime and manga storytelling do better than anyone else when it comes to narrative fiction? And what is the secret to well-written manga, i.e. the formula? Um, you see, I feel that in the West, specifically, because I think let's compare like for like, so manga and like Pixar. See, with stuff like Pixar, there's a formula because in the West they believe that cartoons are for kids. So they're looking at what will work for kids. So it's not very experimental. But in Japan, manga are for everyone. It's for adults and kids. But there's specifically some manga that are for adults specifically. But I just think that what they do is there is more focus on character and the psychology of the character. Like even me, I've been reading Naruto right now, and I think it even stems from Final Fantasy. Like why I loved playing the Final Fantasy games is you get so invested in the character, and they like manga and obviously not everything with the manga anime is great. Sometimes things can be a bit too like over the top, a bit too manipulative and too much kind of dialogue and too much exposition. But they do character really well because again, why I've been so invested in this is the characters are so interesting. So I'm like, I wouldn't know what the characters are doing, and that's why I used to love playing Final Fantasy. The game can be a bit annoying in terms of oh my gosh, why do I have to fight this damn brick all the time? But Final Fantasy was so good because of like I just you grew to love the characters, you grew to love the union between the characters and all that kind of stuff, man. So that's what made those things really quality, yeah. Um, suppose in the middle of Nigeria, they were supposed in the middle of the streets with their guns and yeah. I mean, luckily they didn't ask for money, but I remember so basically when I went the last time we were going to see someone. And this was like maybe near Christmas. And they just stopped us. It was me, my brother, and my friend. And they just stopped us and we're like, guys, like, why? And they're just like, oh, no. Your car looks funny and everything. And they told us to come out, open up the boots, and they said, and so these guys were obviously stopping us because they were hoping that they could get some money from us because there was literally no reason to stop us. It was just like a random stop. And me and my brother and my friend were like, wait, guys, what do we do? We don't have anything. So, but that's how hard the police have always been there, man. That's how hard they've always been. Um, so if you would go to Japan again, what would be the main thing you would look? Oh wow, definitely not the roller coasters. That's for sure. Definitely not the roller coasters. The toys, um, for sure. Those toy shops because there are certain toys that you can only get in Japan that you can't get anywhere else. Um, so, yeah. If I can get some of those toys, 100%. karaoke was further. But is it the thing I look forward to the most? Is actually I wouldn't mind going back to Kyoto again to see more of the times. But if there's one thing, the toy shops for sure. Going to the toy shops and seeing what toys I could get because there was one amazing Rambo 2 toy that was amazing. But I had to choose. It was either the Rambo toy or the Batman toy, and I'm more of a Batman guy, so I got the old school Batman toy. But there's another amazing Rambo toy where it's Rambo. He's like on this kind of like hill place, and it's got like his bow and arrow. It was this. I was like, no, this is the most craziest toy I've ever seen. See now, I think that I should have gotten that toy instead, man. You know, but it is what it is, man. The heck. Um, is Daniel Craig and the James Bond character being disrespected with the possibility of having a female 007? Also, do you think Jason Statham would be a good 007? Um, Daniel Craig and James. I don't think it's a sense of disrespect. I just think it's first of all, I don't think there isn't a female 007. I think that was just sort of hinted at, but it's not really a thing. If there was, it's not really a disrespect thing. It's just a thing of like trying to be relevant, you know. Well, once you have that, that's what, yeah. So they're desperate to be relevant. Because they're so desperate to be relevant, what is the cool thing? What is the trendy thing? Hashtag me too. Women's. Because I just saw this trailer for this all action film starring all women. And I'm like, that's the cool thing now. And there's always a pressure to be like, hey man, let's have more women, you know? And I'm like, okay, yeah, that may be cool and everything, but does it make sense? Does it actually make sense? You can't just shove women in there just for the sake of doing it. Does it actually make sense? Statham, no, he wouldn't really fit the James Bond character because the James Bond guy, the whole point of James Bond is that he's a guy who is unassuming. So you look at him and you're like, oh, this looks like a regular chap and everything, but he cannot fight well. Statham looks like a man from the street. So even if he wears a suit and everything, he already looks like a man who you'll be like, whoa. Wait a minute, wait. Why are you coming? Because he looks like no. This guy is a ruffian. So he wouldn't fit the psychology of the thingy magic man. So what's your fave YouTube channel? It depends what I am into. So if it's for films and entertainment, it's Jodie's Corner. The best, 100%. Like Jodie's Corner, Jodie, what they do, like just for me, that is easily the best for entertainment. For video game reviews, Angry Joe. From the get-go, it's always been Angry Joe. And just for like current affairs, life affairs and stuff, Joe Budden. So the Joe Budden podcast, because like I'm not really like a podcast listener. I prefer to watch visual things. So Joe Budden's YouTube thing and stuff like, oh, I mean that's the best for current affairs. So Joe Budden's TV, Jodie's Corner, and Angry Joe. So because I mean, like to me, it's like I'm not a big YouTube watcher. Like I just have specific channels. So okay, I'll go to All the Smoke. I'll go to ESPN Festic. I'll go to Skip and Shannon. ESPN FC. Now that I'm watching that a lot right now. So just to keep up to date with what is happening in football and stuff, and because it's quite laid back, I'm really getting into ESPN FC. I mean, I like the kind of vibe that they have there. Oh, why? What's this one about? Crime pays, but botany doesn't. Is it? Wait, what's that about? Because that's quite an interesting name for a channel, man. That's quite no. Crime pays, but botany doesn't. Um. All right. What's the? Thoughts on the EPL's pay-per-view scheme and generally, why do people expect things that cost a lot of money to produce to be free? Um, so let me just go specifically with the why do people expect things? Because with the EPL's pay-per-view, because well, isn't it sort of different right now? Because really, like I think it isn't pay-per-view. It depends what thing you want. So, for instance, like there's a thing called Now TV. So if there's a match I want to watch, okay, I'll just pay for this day, and you have like a day pass or a week pass, um, or which is what I do right now. I'm access to watch it on my mobile device, which is a lot cheaper per month. So that's what I currently do. Um, what do people expect things that cost a lot of money to produce to be free? Because people, 99% of people in this world aren't rich. So for them, they're like, I don't care how much it costs to pay. If it's free, I want it to be free. That's why I'm one of those guys of like, especially if you're an artist or something, and it's taking time for you to create something, you should be paid in kind. You should be. But for most people, they're like, if I can get it for free, I'll get it for free. Now, if I have to pay for it, fair enough. Because for people, it depends on how much do you want it. Because it's like with the iPhone, I need the iPhone. Even if that's, you still need to budget some money for food and for living. But like, yeah, fine. Food can take a rest. I need that iPhone. So I'm going to do whatever it needs to be in order for me to get that iPhone. So that's the tits for tat, tits for tat, tits for tat that's there. So I think you shouldn't expect to get something for free that costs a lot of money to produce, or that somebody created. Like if I created something and you like what I created, why should I give it to you for free? I know you'd like it for free. I know I have it for free, but that's not how the world should work. If I have a product and it's taking time to produce it, it's taking money to produce it, or I have created it and there's something special about it, why should you get that for free? So, but again, which now comes to the whole idea of porn, like a lot of people like porn right now, even from the get go, like porn was, you could easily get access to your porn and everything. So people say, wait a minute, like, is it wrong that we don't pay for porn? Because you say to yourself, well, we believe that we are professionals and we are providing a service for you. But my thing about it is that if I can access porn for free, I'm not gonna pay for it. Why should I pay for it? But then, am I being hypocritical? If I have a choice, if there's an album I really like, a music album I really like, and I can either listen to it for free or buy it, I will try my best to buy it. And I'll do what I can to either to stream it or to buy it. Jay Electronica's album, I streamed it, downloaded it. I also bought it from Amazon. I said, no, because I like this album so much and I like this artist so much, I'm going to go and buy it. And I even said that once a new album is available, I will buy it because I respect the artistry in it. I don't believe there's any artistry in porn. It's just it's people just having sex. So what is the artistry there? But there is artistry to making music, making a film. There's a specific talent and artistry there that I think that you should pay for, man. So, oh, opportunity. Yes, yes, yes. I will watch a separation. I know. I just need the time. I just don't have the time. I don't have the time. A few brilliant films. Uh, because I put one on the website. So actually, you should do the Kurt Russell, John Carpenter experience. So watch The Thing, John Carpenter, Kurt Russell. Watch Big Trouble in Little China, and watch Escape from New York. So Escape from New York, Big Trouble in Little China. Um, what's it called? Another good one is Walking Girl with I believe Meg Ryan and Harrison Ford. Wall Street is good. Wall Street, Oliver Stone and Charlie Sheen. JFK with directed by Oliver Stone as well. Apocalypse Now. Apocalypse Now. Great war film with one of the great performances ever. So yeah, those are a few ones. And yes, I would try my best to watch a Separaciones. Um, £15 per match is ridiculous, though. I mean, I don't do that. So to get a day pass to watch the Premier League is because I don't know how you guys have in America. So to watch a day pass is I think it's $9.99, which is crazy. That's just crazy, you know. So that is just madness. So I just do a month because I'm on like mobile, and I think it's like $7.99 a month, which is a lot better, a lot better. Oh, actually, another good one, The Game, David Fincher and Michael Douglas. That's another really, really good one with Michael Douglas. I'm thinking the Game, hit that, definitely hit that. That's real good. That's real good. You know, Platoon is my favorite war film personally. That's my favorite war film. Because I just think like the music, the story, the directing, Tom Berenger, it's real good, man. Film. Oh, so good. Is David Fincher? Um, it's hard to say. I mean, I can't just say because I think they're both very good directors. They're both very good. I prefer Fincher's films to Nolan's films personally. Put it this way: if we're saying early Nolan, I would say Fincher is better, and here's the reason why. Because Nolan is a damn good director. I may not like his films now, but he's a damn good director. Reason why I say Fincher is you can tell when it's a Fincher film. I think when you have an aesthetic and a specific vibe about it, because there's almost a thing called like, oh, I want my film to look like a Fincher film. So he has a very specific look. If you look at The Game, you look at Panic Room, you look at Seven, you look at Fight Club, there's a particular look and a vibe and a feel about his films. You know, and I really like dark films. I really like dark and edgy films. But I just think the fact that he's really created a niche for himself and a specific look that no one else has, that's why I think that, you know, and that's really hard to do as a director. You know, there are not many, like, there are very few directors where you can just watch the film and be like, yeah, that is that's my thing. It's like, I think like Wes Anderson has that, where he has a look. Who else has that? Would you say Scorsese? You can, when you're just watching film, you can tell, this is a Scorsese, just based on how he moves the camera and sort of. So, there are those directors that have that. I mean, I couldn't think of other directors that have. Tarantino, you know for sure when it's a Tarantino film. You know, just even without anyone saying anything, just by how he makes it look and how he goes from scene to scene. Tarantino is another big one where Spike Lee as well. Spike Lee. He has his own very specific look. So, um, oh no, I haven't seen Mindhunter though. I do want to see it. I do want to see it, but like it could be because I'm into that kind of stuff. Even if the stuff is really dark and messed up, but I haven't yet seen it. I haven't yet seen it. Oh no, yeah, Kubrick. Yeah, he's another one. He's another one. But yeah, look, I think that guys like whether it's like Nolan, Spielberg, all those guys, they're all really amazing directors. So then it's now down to who do you prefer and who do you like, and which kinds of films um attract you towards those ones. So, because for me, like I like my favorite directors are Aronofsky. Like where like I know that it's most like that I will enjoy their films is really Aronofsky. I think that's it. I think Aronofsky and Fincher to an extent. Fincher to an extent. But Aronofsky is really the guy who I know that anything he brings out, I'm there. And there hasn't been an Aronofsky film that I've not liked. I've actually liked all of his films more so than the other ones, but because I've seen all his films and I've liked all of his. There's not a film he's made where I'm like, ah. So yeah, all his films have been good. All his movies have been good. Where do you rate Kate Winslet? Oh, really good actress. Really good actress. Really good actress. Obviously not to the same level as like a Viola Davis or Meryl Streep, but she's probably like maybe that kind of tier 2 category. So just under Streep and Viola Davis. She's into that thinking category because um she's no she's like a really good actress. And even when we're looking at Titanic, like she was actually much more of the better performer than Homeboy. She was much more of a better performer than DiCaprio was. Because I hated DiCaprio in Titanic. I found him super annoying, super annoying. And yeah, I didn't watch the reader though. I should watch that. I didn't watch that. David Lynch, yeah, man. Lynchy. You see, again, I'm not a fan of his films, but he's another guy who is like an author where when it's a David Lynch film. Because I've seen Dune, I've seen Mulholland Drive, and that film with that guy from True Romance, I forgot, Blue Velvet. Blue Velvet. Like Mulholland Drive, like the film like looks good. The film looks good. It's just that like I had no idea what the heck was happening in the freaking movie, man. So I was like, whoa, what the hell is going on? Which game are you taking as the greatest game in the history of NBA? If had won MJ60 versus Celtics dynasty or LeBron game 1 2018 versus Warriors, the greatest team of all time in their own backyard. I'll probably go with LeBron because MJ had more points, but I say degree of difficulty and who are you facing. And I think the opposition that you're facing is always going to be very, very key in how I determine whether you can pop off or not. So, as good as that 63 is, and 63 points is insane, those Celtics were not as good as the Warriors that he faced, man. So, that's my thing, dog. Thoughts on A Few Good Men. A Few Good Men. Good film. A bit preachy and a bit cheesy, you can handle the truth, like obviously look, it's really Tom Cruise and Tom Cruise, Jack Nicholson and Demi Moore. No, like it's a very Hollywood film. A real Hollywood film, which is it's still good, it's still good. A bit cheesy at times, but I think it's really driven just by the kind of powerful performances from Tom Cruise and your boy um, Jack Nicholson, man. Um, Wait, what kind of question is this? Who's your favorite white actor? No, I don't have a favorite white actor or a favorite black actor. I have favorite actors. I don't have a favorite white actor, so no. My favorite actors are Denzel, Gary Oldman, Kurt Russell, um, Forrest Whitaker. Um, yeah, so those are guys who I like. Those are I like that. So basically, Denzel, Gary Oldman, Kurt Russell, Forrest Whitaker, Viola Davis. Um, Also like Naomi Harris as well. Emma Stone, she's pretty good. I like her as well. So yeah, like I don't, I don't do that based off race, man. Come on, bro. Come on. Um, Check 2014 best year of movies of all time. You're wrong. It's probably 1999. In 1999, you had The Matrix. You had so you had The Matrix. You had Office Space. You had The Insider. You had Fight Club. And I think you had American Beauty, all in 1999. And I think you also had Being John Malkovich as well. So, I mean, I have to think, but 2014 doesn't sniff 1999. Just Office Space, Matrix, Fight Club, just that alone, nah, it doesn't sniff it, man. Um, Thank you, Super Chat here from Nirmit Patel. Thank you, bro. How would humans react if advanced aliens show up? It would be like for like. I mean, well, it depends on which group. I think, yeah, it depends on what group you are. Religious people would probably freak out and they think that these are perhaps demons or it's a sign. Non-religious people will be like, "Oh, this is cool, man. Let's ride, man. Okay, that's just everything." People who are just sort of like in between the two might be like, so, there will be one level that will be curious, another level that would be fearful. I would be in the fearful camp because I would be in the camp of like, I am not going up here to sort of like shake hands with aliens. I'm not doing that. So, but it would be interesting though. And I've always been thinking to myself that what would it be like? How would human beings react if advanced? That's the key thing. Advanced. If the aliens are bricks, then who cares? If an advanced species come, wait, no, these guys are smarter than us, they're better than us, and they're much more advanced than us. I think there would be a level of human beings that would like if let's say aliens are attracted now, Trump would launch an attack. Trump would like, all right guys, let's go kill them, man. So yeah, man, it's it definitely depends on the group. It definitely depends on the group, man. Um all right, I'll take last few questions and I'll be out of here. Maybe 5 more minutes of questions and I'll be out of here. So make it good. I'll take last few questions and I'm out of here. Last few questions and I'm out of here. Yeah, 94 was good because 94 was Shawshank Redemption. You had, I think you had, yeah, you had Ed Wood. Because Martin Landau won the Oscar for that. So yeah, Shawshank Redemption, Ed Wood, Pulp Fiction, Quiz Show, Forrest Gump. Did Contact come then? I don't think so. With Matthew McConaughey. But even just those films, like Shawshank, Forrest Gump, Quiz Show, Pulp Fiction, and those are like all-time classics. All-time classics. So, because Die Hard 3 was in 95. That was the year afterwards. Would you be in a romantic relationship with an alien? It depends what she looked like and her personality. I mean, I'm not specious. I'm like, oh, no, no, no. No. It depends what she looks like. It depends on her personality and if the sex isn't threatening or life threatening to me. So that's my thing. So wait, are you referring to Leon the Professional? Because because there might be another film called The Professional. Is this in reference to Leon the Professional? If it is, good film, decent film, a bit strange. A bit strange because Luc Besson, you're a grown old man, and there was quite suggestive, but Gary Oldman in that movie was outstanding. He scared the living crap out of me when I watched it. So that's another superb, amazing um, performance by Hartman. Um, MJ or Ali, who made the bigger impact in their sports? MJ. Because Ali's impact was beyond sports. So if you say who made the biggest impact in their sports, so we're just focusing on their sport, it was MJ. Nobody has made a bigger impact than MJ in their sport. No one. And I think in the history of all sports, I don't think there's been any player who has been more impactful or influential in their sports than MJ has been. Because Ali was much more about what he did as a man and what he did beyond and outside of the sport of boxing. But let's keep it real. Muhammad Ali was not the best boxer. An argument can be said that Sugar Ray Robinson was a better boxer than him. Pete Tyson may have been a better boxer than him. So, but nobody there's no argument that Michael Jordan, in terms of just skill and ability, might be. Well, he is definitely easily one of the best because I still feel that you could argue that LeBron, skill wise, might be a better player than Jordan. But when you just combine Jordan's ability and his intangibles, then that's maybe what pushes him over LeBron James. LeBron James. Yes, we're going to get Machine back in the top 10. It's just finding time. Just that since the football season has started, it is very hard to get timings for this and sort of man. What TV series? Well, actually, so since The Boys season 2 has finished, I am currently watching Star Trek, the original series, man. I am a big Star Trek fan. I finished Star Trek: The Next Generation. I basically I own the box set of the Star Trek movies from Star Trek 1 to 5. So I bought the entire DVD box set. So now I'm watching Captain James T. Kirk. Spock. Kirk out. So yeah, I'm watching James T. Kirk and Spock. For that. So yeah, let's watch it because I want to finish that whole Star Trek thing. Is so because I was thinking of getting into Ozark, so I might try and dip into Ozark, dip into Vikings because my friend says Vikings is really good, so I might dip into the whole Vikings thing, man. All right, let's end with this one because I'm like a I test. I'll see you later this evening, bro. Okay, make sure that you're there so we can talk about Pogba. What does a director need to do in your eyes to be a great director? To be a great director, you have be able to tell a good story, and that is by can your audience really understand the story of the film by how you presented it. So know how to interpret a script. So all right, we don't need that line, we don't need that scene, rewrite that scene, do that scene. Okay, well, I'm gonna now rethink that. So know how to interpret the script. Have a strong visual style. I think having a strong visual style adds to your greatness. And also, this is the key thing, working with actors. You can't be a great director if you can't get great performances. because the director is like, he has to ensure that the story is good, the cinematography is good, the music is good, but also the performances are good. Because a lot of times, whenever I see a great actor give a bad performance, it's because he was directed badly. You know, like, see, acting is different from like playing. 'Cause, like, sometimes in a football match, it's just not your day. But if you're a great actor and you're directed well, you will give a great performance. You will get to a great performance. So if, let's say, I see Al Pacino or De Niro or Denzel give a bad performance, I say that it was obviously by a bad director. Because again, you look at this thing, called Righteous Kill with De Niro and Pacino, directed by this guy called John Avner. And they were average. And they were average not because they're bad actors, it's because they were directed badly. But then, few years later, they're in The Irishman and they give amazing performances. Who were they directed by? Martin Scorsese. So, and I think that is where a lot of directors trip up, is they worry about themselves, which is why you can't say Nolan is a great director, because for most Nolan films, he doesn't get great performances. The only time that happened was with Joker and Heath Ledger, but that was just one of these anomalies where it's just one of those special, unexplainable things. But even in that film, Bill was trash in that film. In The Dark Knight, he was trash. Inception, DiCaprio, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, they weren't very interesting. Interstellar, Matthew McConaughey, who is a very good actor, because I just watched The Gentleman last night. He really wasn't popping up in that film. So, yeah, man, that's the thing. Guys, thank you. It's been swell. It's been good. It's been sexy. It's been dandy. I will try and find a time to maybe do this more often, because I do like this whole open-ended Q&As, because look, I mean, talking about football 24/7 is too much. So it's good just to have a thing where we can just shoot the breeze, as I say, shoot the breeze. So watch out for the week for when I will try and schedule another one of these Q&As during the week, because I'll maybe try and do it maybe like Wednesday or Thursday and see what y'all doing. So guys, peace out, stay true, stay real, stay sexy, stay sassy, and I'll see you guys on the other one. Peace out. Thanks for watching the vid, and don't forget to head to the official website for extra cool content at halfhopehot.com.